This is a museum that is about the first people by the first people. So the story is told from a first person perspective. And part of that, in our opinion, helps heal the historical trauma that's happened by understanding our own history and our own culture in a way in which we're also sharing that with the public at large. The Rhode Island Council on the Humanities funded an exhibit which we call The Pursuit of Happiness, an Indigenous View, and looking at the Declaration of Independence and how that founding document really vilifies and dehumanizes Indigenous people, but yes, yet it is the founding doctrine of this country. And so how do we look at that as Indigenous people, and how does that impact us as a people? How was happiness denied us historically through today, and how are we pursuing that happiness? And what are those things that we look at? So we looked at spirituality, economic and political sovereignty, language, education, family and community, and health and wellness. And through those lenses of social justice, if you will, those areas of social justice, we educate the public about a history that's a collective history. We were all there at that time making this country, and Indigenous people actually fought for this country. And so through that project and many others, we've been able to tell a fuller history. We continue to work with the Council on the Humanities. They gave us the foundation we needed to know to kind of see where we were going to go. We were able to learn how to build an infrastructure into our organization, and I actually became our museum's first paid employee, and now we're up to 7 since 2010. Tomaquag Museum has received funding through the Rhode Island Council on the Humanities, but also from the National Endowment for the Humanities, which I think has also been very, very valuable because we've done the PAG, Preservation Assistance Grants, a couple of different times, and have really built our structure around collections management with that funding. And that has led to other funding that has given us projects, if you will, around the collection. So we did an interview project from a Narragansett sub-chief. He's the last living sub-chief of the 20th century. He's 96. And he donated his whole entire personal collection to Tomaquag Museum, archival and tangible collections. And as amazing as it was, we didn't really know the stories around a lot of the pieces, so we went and interviewed, because of the work we did with PAG to process and care for and protect these really important cultural materials. We then were able to get other funding to go and interview this elder and hear the stories around these pieces of his life. And so I think the humanities is about bringing out the whole story. And as a museum, we're all about storytelling and telling our history through this oral mechanism, if you will, but also knowing that even when we don't know the story, that there's a story there waiting to be recovered or uncovered, however you want to word that. It's really important to us as a community of people that have been invisible to the larger dominant society here in the United States for our stories and our culture and our history, which is all woven through those stories, to be heard.